Well, today I'm with Geraldine Hollett, and I'm so excited to have the Once opening our 54th season in September.
I didn't realize we're opening.
Here's
Okay,
the
well, we have to do a really good job. We'll do a really
well,
good job.
well, you always do, so it's easy. But the Once first played Calgary Folk Club in 2010.
Isn't that crazy?
I
Wow,
know.
that's like our second record. No, first record. Oh, wow, that's the beginning. Wow.
Well, the band started out 2006, I think, but it took a while for you to get off that rock and,
Yeah.
and heading across Canada. And then you were back in 2016, and we were so planning on having you in like 2020, and then we all know what happened. And then, you know, when things opened up, then other tour things. Anyway, glad to be making it happen now.
Thrilled.
So,
Thrilled.
what have the ones been up to lately?
Lately, we are actually, Susan, I was just listening to our Christmas album. So we're right in the middle of doing Christmas in the summer. It's so weird to be in your basement in the summer when it's so hot and beautiful outside singing Christmas songs. But that's what we're doing. And we're almost finished, so we can put that out by November. We're hoping. Hope, 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 hope. I think it'll happen.
Yeah, good. Well, it'll be out for this year for Christmas, and people will be
Yeah.
able to maybe advance buy it at the Folk Club in September, which would be
Yeah.
fantastic. They could get a jump on that. Um, have you been touring around a bunch this summer, or have you just been focused on the album?
We stuck around Newfoundland because we wanted to focus on the album. So we've done like the folk festival here, and then we're about to play two shows with Ed Robertson on Woody Point. So we're pretty excited. If anyone knows who the Bare Naked Ladies are, yeah. So we met him in May and started making plans together just to do some music up there. And we were supposed to do that before the pandemic too. And so it's finally coming to a head as well. So yeah, thrilled. But yeah, and we have a little festival that we started here, myself and Phil, in Corner Brook on the west coast of Newfoundland, and it's called the ABC Fest. It's like a bee collab. Our friends own a bee farm, and her so she's the beekeeper and he's the chef. So we do this is our third year doing music here and music and food together. So it's very exciting stuff.
Nice, nice. Well, and I've been to Newfoundland a couple of times over the last year or so, and I would imagine that when you have summer, you don't want to be in the basement recording, but super excited because this marks your fifth album now.
I think it's something like that. I'd have to count them again because I counted them once earlier, but I'd have to count them again. I'm pretty sure because we've done, I think it's our fifth or sixth album and three EPs. So,
Good thing they aren't your children. You don't have to remember to feed them.
yeah.
Awesome. So you and the three of you have all you've been together since the first like Andrew and Phil and you started out in like theater in Newfoundland. Is that am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, out in Rising Tide, out in a place called Trinity, close to Bonavista. A lot of people like to visit those areas, and they used to do Shakespeare and traditional Newfoundland stuff. So and just sing just a lot of songs. And one night we just were told there's a show tonight, and I had worked with Andrew. Phil had worked with Andrew. I had worked with Phil, and this one particular night we all got together and got to sing, and I had lyrics on my hand. I swear to God and we were singing Jimmy Murphy, and I was like, "We're alive for a little Jimmy Murphy," I was just trying not to look. And we sang together, and and it worked out, and I got goosebumps, and I was like, "Guys, maybe we should play around a little bit more." And so we just started, just to be prepared, because this we knew that this would happen again. And it did. And then we were very prepared and we had a few songs. And then we kept singing more and more and more songs. And then we got a gig in the community and a gig in the next neighboring community, just stuff like that. And then we went to St. John's and then blah, blah, blah. And then we traveled the world.
And then you got off the island and started traveling the world. Two Juno nominations later, and yeah, and beloved. And you really focus on the sound of Newfoundland. Like so a lot of, it's got the like even though you're writing a lot of your own material, mostly, it still has that traditional sound of the island.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fisherman's daughter. That will always be the case. I grew up 2 feet from the water. I could have drowned any day, but I
And I'm
didn't.
glad
But you know what I mean? Like, that is who we are as a people. And yeah, you'd never forget what that is. It gets deeper and thicker as an artist. Like you figure out, you get into the crevices a little bit more, but you never lose it.
Well, and I think one of the things that I really appreciated when I went to Newfoundland, because I'd been in every Canadian province excepting Newfoundland until about a year and a half ago, and then I went twice in like 6 months. It's like, now keep me off of the rock. You know? But one of the things that I really understood more once I'd been there was the depth of, fisherman's daughter. You don't, they go out on the water and you believe that they'll come back, you have hope that they'll come back, but there's always that kind of darkness that's there, a possibility that I think a lot of mainlanders don't have to deal with in the same way that islanders do. And yet that kind of feeling of we really need that hope and that belief now has permeated across the cultures because we're all kind of adrift on an ocean that we're not really sure about which way the tide's going to roll.
Yeah, truly, truly. I, um, I've had a lot of stories growing up about my family because there's been a lot of people in the family that have gone. One particular, my great my grandfather went out in the boat one day and never came home. He was lost to the sea. So, when Dad started fishing, he had to quit in grade 8. Had to quit school. Well, that's the choice he made, to quit school to become the man of the house to take care of the family, and that's what he did. And uh, those were the things that people did back then. Oh my God! And then to think about what the world is like right now. Boy, do we ever have to band together and be hopeful and wonderful together as the human race.
Yeah, we could all take a page from your dad's book. We all need to kind of show up and be the responsible person in the room.
Yeah, and be okay with it.
And all in our own communities and the things that we took for granted that we just can't anymore. So the hopefulness that the three of you bring, just there's so much joy in your music and the harmonies that you do and that you bring. And I'm just so excited that you are able to join us on September the 19th, the opening club for the 54th season of the Calgary Folk Club. Sam Steffen will be the first up that night. You're going to love him. He's a great singer-songwriter. And then the once will just be such a treat. If people could come live to the Dalhousie Community Center in Calgary, we'd love to have you there. But if you can't, we do it online and you can have the once in your own home for like 72 hours. You can watch them 3 or 4 times if you want. Tickets are on sale at calgaryfolkclub.com. Thanks so much, Geraldine, for joining me today. Look forward to having Andrew and Phil and you come to Calgary.
Adore you, Suze. Thank you so much. Can't wait.
Take care.
See you soon.